completely different, and obviously offensively they look different. Tony Pollard is the key to this team thriving offensively, taking some of that additional pressure off of Dak Prescott. But I do still think this is a Super Bowl contending team.
100%, and I think the 5 teams ahead of them are the exact 5 teams that should be ahead of them. The Chiefs, the Bills, and the Bengals, and the Niners and the Eagles, because the Eagles right now have are the 1 seed with a bye, and the Cowboys would have to go on the road 3 consecutive weekends, we would think, in order to get there. I think they're the 6th most likely team to win the Super Bowl. They have the 6th best odds. If you think there are 6 contending teams, the Cowboys are obviously one of those 6. There is one other interesting thing I just want to bounce off you quickly here, Greg. If the Eagles win on Sunday against the Saints, the Cowboys are locked into the 5th seed. Would you be okay if you're Dallas with that performance yesterday being the last time Dak plays before the postseason?
Yes.
So you would rest him.
I'm gonna tell you,
if Philly wins, Philly is the 1,
and you can't move.
And you can't move. You're the 5. You'd give them the time off, even though it was a kind of shaky performance.
Yep, I give him the time off. The reason why is because we all watched that game last night.
And he got dinged.
And we saw him scramble, get tackled, get up, and he was limping.
Yep.
I could only imagine the feeling of that sideline and that fan base when they saw Dak Prescott get up from what seemed to be nothing.
Yep.
But he's limping. No, I can't take that. I can't take that chance. I can't run that risk.
But it's also why you wish they had looked super
correct.
Strong, because it might be the last time they all play. Yeah, because if Philly wins, they're playing for nothing.
Jerry Jones said it's like a hyperextended knee, perhaps. Jerry Jones also not a doctor.
Dr. Jerry.
Josh Dobbs last night looked pretty good. Nick has his business card.
I do.
20 for 39. 232 yards, touchdown and interception. Yeah. Okay, Pastor Rick.
I think actually he played better than those numbers suggest.
He did.
I agree.
He got unlucky on a couple 3rd down drops. I thought he actually looked pretty good.
Oh, thanks.
I thought he looked great.
Problem.
That's what I was saying.
Oh, I was just trying to support you, buddy.
Here's Mike Vrabel.
Oh, so.
We're excited about having Malik. We are. We're excited about some of the things that he's done, and we'll continue to, just digest this over the weekend and kind of make a decision. Malik has worked hard, but then we just have to kind of, see where we're at with the quarterback position here going down to the last week of the season.
He looks like he's ready for the season to be over.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I had a different take. That's what I heard. I didn't watch that. All right, so Tennessee didn't really need to win this game.
Nope.
The winner next week against the Prince who was promised.
Yep.
Wins it all. Wins it all. Mm-hmm. But
goes
they take it.
Yep, goes to the playoffs.
So can you guarantee a Trevor win? What are you feeling?
Of course. This is the lead pipe lock guarantee. Wow. Let me say something about the Titans very quickly. You remember the preseason when Malik Willis was running around, Vrabel got super angry. Took him out. It was like, we need you to work on your passing. Well, smash cut 5 months later, and now Malik Willis, I don't think is going to play in their final game of the year because his passing is he's started 3 games. He hasn't thrown for 100 yards. It's non-existent. So you got to go Josh Dobbs. No, he's a 3rd-round pick. You're going to try to develop it long term. You expect him to play this year. But the Jags are going to win this week against Texans. Then they're going to beat the Titans. And I told you guys when we had our trumpeters here, and I'll say it again, they're going to be hosting the Los Angeles Chargers in a playoff game, and they're going to win that game as well. The Jags are not losing again this season until the divisional round. And I said 2 months ago, and you guys, I don't know if you did, Greg, because you're so smart about stuff. Maybe you didn't laugh at me. I know Brew and Wilds did. I said Trevor's already a top 10 quarterback. And I've thought about this, and we can show you his numbers since week 9. I think it's pretty hard to argue he's not a top 5 quarterback already. In fact, Mahomes, Burrow, and I'll throw in Josh Allen are the only 3 guys I think you can definitively say are better than him. Herbert, Hurts, Brady, you want to include him still, are all in the argument.
Yeah, I want to include
Well, you think the Bucs stink. So, yeah, they're definitely going to beat Tennessee, and I think they're going to win their first playoff game.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think they're going to beat Tennessee.
Gosh.
Look, last night what we saw, obviously Vrabel, they made a decision. Like Malik Willis, he hasn't cut it out when he's gotten the starts. We know the numbers. Josh Dobbs gives him a better chance. Clearly gives him a better chance. I don't think it's going to be a rout by any means or any stretch, but with the way that Trevor Lawrence and this Jacksonville Jaguars team is playing, they have a little win streak going. They got momentum. Yeah. We talked about this yesterday.
Yeah.
Like they're playing the Texans. They lost to the Texans.
Frisky Texans.
Yeah.
They are frisky.
They're not going to roll over.
Like and the Jags understand that, which is why this is still a really good game. You're going to get that opponent that thinks that they can really beat you and derail you a little bit. So you play your guys. You allow them to carry that momentum into what will then in Week 18 be a playoff game.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
So
they
Trevor's
would
gonna
have,
get 2 playoff
he will
wins
get
this
2
year.
playoff games
Yeah,
right away. Like
exactly.
I like this
Oh, this is
team.
so
I like
great.
where Trevor Lawrence is
I
headed.
love
And
hearing this.
I've said this. Like if you don't have a quarterback going into the postseason that you can truly rely on and believe in, you don't have a shot.
Exactly. And they have Trevor. The prince who was promised.
Play him
Wilds.
half a game. Can I give some? Play him half a game against the Texans.
That should be
If
enough.
they take care of business early,
it's fine.
sure.
Half a game.
Top 5. You with me on?
After the Jets gave up on him, and old Zach Wilson will be sitting back saying, aha, there's the blueprint for my career. Go on
7 years in obscurity, and then
I'm not going that far.
And lead the league in completion percentage.
I'm not going that far.
lead the CFL in completion percentage. for
Geno
Zach Wilson.
Smith leads the league
I
in
understand,
completion
but I'm
percentage.
saying Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson's not playing in Canada.
Okay, well.
Download the
played in
free-to-play
the
app.
NFL either anymore.
Enter your picks for a chance to win $100,000. Let's go, Geno. Greg Jennings Bowl, 12-3 Vikings, 3-point underdogs in Lambeau Sunday afternoon. Must win for the Pack. So, Greg, do you expect the Rodgers to keep playoff hopes alive? And before you answer, know that Speak on After Us asked a similar question and felt the wrath of Wheezy F Baby afterwards, saying to everyone on Speak, please keep that same energy if the Pack make it to the playoffs. So, Greg, tread carefully.
Okay.
You believe in the Packers?
In this game this week, I do, with the caveat.
Okay.
Christian Watson. If he plays, I pick the Packers.
And he's going to be a game time decision.
And he will be a game time decision. If he does not play, I can't pick this team because Aaron Rodgers and this offense looks a lot better, and they are better with Christian Watson in that lineup. How full circle did this come? How full circle did this come? Look at these numbers. Completion percentage with, yards per pass with, passing rating with, and then look at without. Now, we all recount the time, week 1, their first offensive possession. Who'd they throw that deep ball to?
Christian Watson.
Who didn't make that play? And who didn't Aaron Rodgers lean back into that entire game?
Put him in timeout for 6
And
weeks.
now all of a sudden, this young man is really, truly the key to the success of this offense.
Yep.
Not just in the passing game, but in the running and the jet sweep game. His speed has been electrifying when you look at their success offensively. It gives them a huge advantage, I think, with Patrick Peterson, the way he's played all year. He's been, look, Pat P, I love you.
Hall of Famer.
You've been saying a lot of prayers because he's gotten beat a lot this year that either the receiver dropped the ball or the pass thrower overthrew him. So in this week, if Christian Watson plays, I go with Packers.
See, I think you're focused on the wrong receiver cornerback combo.
I'm not.
Jair Alexander, maybe he didn't mean to, but he talked a little bit of trash.
He did.
And I believe him that when he said fluke, he wasn't acting like Justin Jefferson's not awesome, but he called Justin Jefferson baptizing him in week 1 something of a fluke. The problem is this. The last 3 games, every game Justin Jefferson has played against the Packers since his rookie season, he has, in those last 3 games, 4 touchdowns, 411 yards. He has annihilated this matchup. And I think that right now, because the Packers are on a 3-game winning streak, we have overrated how well Rodgers has played and how good they actually are. In the first game of the winning streak against the Bears, who are going to have the first or the second pick of the draft, they were down 19-10 against the Bears going into the fourth quarter, and then Watson went off actually and is what turned that game around. They dominated the Rams, and I give them credit for that. That was Baker's second game there. And against Miami, they won the turnover battle 4-1. They were +3 in the plus-minus after Tua started throwing the ball to them. For the record, 33 times this year in the NFL, a team has won the turnover battle by at least 3. Those teams are 32-1. The only team to overcome it is, of course, the Chiefs, because this is the type of things they do. But other than that, you can't lose if you're +3. If you're +3 in the turnover battle.
That was an amazing bit of television.
What do you mean?
You turn the ball over.
I'm just telling you, 32-1. People, America's probably wondering who's the one. What's the one team to overcome it? Happens to be quarterbacked by Patrick Mahomes. I just like to inform the audience, paint the whole picture. I'm just letting you know.
Who gave up the turnover?
Oh, they they were fumbled, punt returns, things like that. It wasn't Patrick. Doesn't worry about that. Here's the point. Point is this. Green Bay's looked impressive to me once all year. The Cowboys game. The fourth quarter of the Cowboys game, down 28-14, fourth quarter in overtime. And if we could show you Aaron